My dad has late-stage cancer, and when I needed my husband to hold me up through it, I found out he was holding up himself inside my best friend. My husband and I have been together since I was 19 and he was 22. We've been married for 6 years. We have 2 kids, and I'm 6 months pregnant with our third. 2 years ago, I learned my dad had stage 3 colon cancer. He's my only parent. My mom died when I was 12, and he's my favorite person in this world. Life without him feels impossible to imagine. His laugh is contagious. His big bear hugs can make every broken piece inside you feel like it fits again. He never pushes me when I'm upset. He just lets me vent, just listens. But about 5 months ago, we were told the treatments weren't working anymore. The doctor's exact words were, months, not years. Since then, he's gotten worse, and he's even losing his memory. He looked at the dog he gave me for my 21st birthday and said, "Wow, that's a nice dog. Where'd you get it?" Through all of this, my husband was my rock, or so I thought. He held my hand, he cared for me and the kids. He was loving, attentive, and I never stopped being a mother through it all. I still played with my kids, took care of them, made sure nothing slipped at home. I wouldn't allow myself to wallow. When my dad got the new prognosis, my husband encouraged me to quit my job. Then, about a month later, I found out I was pregnant again. I hesitated about leaving my job after that, but he reassured me it was fine, that we'd save on daycare anyway. So I quit my best friend. God, we've been inseparable since diapers. Our moms grew up together. Her family was mine was hers. When my dad got the news about his time running short, I drove straight to her house and cried in her arms for hours. She's always been my soulmate in friend form. Thick as thieves, like my mom used to say. But then this morning, my world shattered. I was up with our 3-year-old. My husband's work alarm went off. He has several set, so I turned one off and gently woke him. He said he'd been up late working, so he was taking the morning off and rolled back over. As I went to silence the rest of his alarms, I saw a text pop up from my best friend. "I'm assuming since there hasn't been an angry pregnant lady on my doorstep, you haven't told her about us yet." Time froze. I picked up his phone, walked away, and just stared at their conversations. 4 months. For 4 months, my husband has been sleeping with my best friend. They've been lying to my face every single day, and the worst part? There were no signs. None. He was still so loving. He was always kind, gentle, present. There were no suspicious late nights, no stolen glances, no awkward energy between them. Nothing. She called him her brother. And all this time, she was sleeping with him. I know people say you get clarity in moments like this. I didn't. I still don't. The only change in me these past months has been my grief for my dad. Otherwise, I've been the same wife and mom I've always been. Loving, present, faithful. I know what I need to do now, but I don't want to. I'm about to lose my family and my support system in one blow, so today I just needed 24 hours of peace before I confront him tomorrow. As for her, I won't give her the satisfaction of a response. I don't care why. She did it, and that's enough. She's always been a mess, and I was always the friend cleaning her up. After today, she's gone from my life, erased. This will be the hardest storm I'll ever weather. But I know I'll sail through it. If not for me, then for my kids. Small update now that the kids are in bed. Yesterday, I spent most of the morning gathering everything I could, making a checklist, getting organized. I told my husband I was preparing things for my dad. Not entirely a lie. Today I did get hospice arranged for him. My boss told me the door's always open if I want to come back to work, but my lawyer says to wait before making that move. My lawyer also assured me my husband has no access to my inheritance from either of my parents. That was a huge relief. My mother-in-law is an angel, truly. She's been my shoulder through all this, and I adore her. After my husband left for work, I asked my ex-best friend's mom, Angie, and my mother-in-law, Ruth, to meet me at my dad's house. The kids were outside with my ex-friend's brother, Jake. I handed Angie and Ruth the screenshots, sparing them the worst parts, but I did tell them about the explicit photos and video. They were furious. Angie cried, told me she was sorry, hugged me, and said she was ready to cut contact with her daughter entirely. Ruth said she couldn't believe she raised such a spineless son. She told me I'll always have her, that she has no son anymore, only a daughter. Later, I met with my lawyer. We went over finances, wills from my parents, Tyler's documents I pulled from his lockbox, and all the kids' accounts. My lawyer was impressed with how much I gathered. Ruth even gave me her and Joe's will to make sure I'd be okay through the divorce. The divorce papers will probably be ready in about 30 days. I'm not rushing her. I want her to be thorough. Angie and Ruth presented everything in detail. Angie even made a slideshow of the texts. When it ended, Tyler lunged at Jess, and Joe had to physically restrain him. Tyler screamed profanities, told Jess she'd regret this. Jess sobbed, begged her parents for forgiveness, but Bob looked her straight in the eye and said, "Blood or not, you are no daughter of mine. I didn't raise you to be this person." Jess, the daddy's girl, broke. Her parents also told her she's cut off financially and physically. They'd been paying for her divorce lawyer. Now, nothing. Tyler's dad was barely containing himself. Ruth said he looked ready to hit him. Afterward, Tyler went home. I know because of our Ring cameras. When he saw my stuff and the kids' things gone, he lost it. Screaming, smashing things, putting holes in walls. Then he went to my dad's house with a baseball bat, tried breaking the door down. My dad's neighbor called the cops. Tyler was arrested. His parents refused to bail him out. Today, I had therapy. I've been seeing my therapist for a year now, ever since my dad got sick. It felt good to let it all out, to just cry. She gave me tools to cope, and I left feeling stronger. I'm also planning therapy for my kids once we're back from the cabin, so we can figure out the right way to tell them. I don't want lies. I'll explain it in an age-appropriate way. Some people have told me to stay, that all men cheat and I should work it out. No. My parents' marriage showed me otherwise. My dad loved my mom faithfully for 20 years. After she passed, he never moved on, just cherished her memory every single day. I refuse to accept less. Jess has been blowing up my phone demanding I fix this, playing the victim. My lawyer told me not to block her. Those texts might be useful. She even blamed me for stealing the love of her life, which is absurd. Since I introduced her to Tyler, she even claimed Tyler was only with me for the kids. Pathetic. I didn't respond. Between her and Tyler, I've had around 200 missed calls. Tyler swings from begging to threatening, then back again. He even admitted Jess wasn't the only one. My lawyer will love that. At first, I thought about 50-50 custody. After seeing his rage and instability, no way. I'll fight for full custody. This is where I'm at. It's brutal, but I'm not broken. Not by him. Not by her. I will come out of this stronger, and my kids will see me standing. Jake has about 30 days of leave saved up, and he's planning to use it to help me and the kids settle into my dad's house. He also wants to be around in case Tyler shows up again acting out of control. Honestly, Jake has been such a huge help lately, and I'll be forever grateful for that. Last night after the kids went to bed, he hooked up his Xbox and we played Diablo Y together to take my mind off things. It was actually fun, and for a moment I felt like myself again. But in the middle of it, he kind of confessed something. He told me he's always had feelings for me. He was very clear, though, that I shouldn't feel pressured or expected to respond, and he doesn't want me to say or do anything about it right now. He understands that a relationship isn't anywhere near my mind and won't be for a long time. He just wanted to get it off his chest. He said he's felt this way since we were teenagers. Thank you again. Truly. Your comments, your support, your messages, everything. These past few days have been incredibly hard, and honestly, there were moments when I felt like giving up on leaving him. But knowing I have this entire online community standing by me has been like a giant breath of fresh air. Your comments kept popping into my head exactly when I needed strength, reminding me of all the helpful advice and solid points you shared. I know now that I deserve more, and I cannot accept his actions. Hi everyone. I know a lot of you are still asking for an update. Not much has happened, but here's what I can share. Tyler discovered the post and asked if I was planning to divorce him. I told him I was. He apologized for losing his cool and asked if there was any chance of reconciliation. I told him no. We did talk about the kids and he agreed to supervise visits, which is a huge relief. I had another meeting with my lawyer, but nothing major came from it. As for Jake, nothing has changed. He hasn't taken back his confession, but for now, that's on the back burner. My kids' health and well-being remain my top priority. Unfortunately, my dad's health is declining. He's now in the hospital with no set release date. Please send thoughts and well wishes his way. The kids are adjusting as best as they can. We've scheduled a therapy appointment for next week to help with the transition. My oldest has more questions than the younger ones. But I'm waiting until therapy to have those deeper conversations so I can handle them in the best way possible. On a brighter note, my oldest made the traveling soccer league team and the baby is doing great too. Things have calmed down a lot, and I feel like I've gained a better grip on everything. Right now, I'm staying busy by focusing on my dad and my kids. Thank you all for the love, support, and for checking in. Hey everyone, I'm still getting daily messages asking for updates. So, here's what may be my last one. My dad passed away about a week after my last update. Even though I knew it was coming, it still hit me like a gut punch. Thank you to everyone who kept him in your thoughts. It meant so much. My marriage has officially ended. Once Tyler realized how serious I was about leaving, he became compliant and gave me everything I asked for in the separation. My lawyer decided to go with a dissolution instead of a divorce, which made the process much faster and smoother. For now, I have full custody while he works on his anger management and therapy. I don't know if I'll ever fully trust him with the kids again, but I'm in therapy too, as are my kids, and I'm not making any final decisions about that yet. Currently, he only gets supervised visits once a week at a secure facility with staff present, plus 2 video calls with the kids each week. The kids are adjusting pretty well overall. Of course, there are days when the changes hit them harder, but given the big losses they've endured, that's to be expected. I decided to give the baby my dad's first name. It just felt right. Thankfully, the baby is thriving despite all the stress I've been under. As for me, I'm doing my best to manage. I miss my dad terribly, and I'm still learning how to live in a world without him. The grief is heavy. I'm also mourning my marriage. I don't regret leaving Tyler, but it still hurts deeply. I've been lucky to have incredible support. My ex-mother-in-law and Angie have both been amazing. They've cooked for me, helped with the kids, and stepped in when I needed it most. I feel truly blessed to have them in my corner. And now, to the part many of you have been waiting for, Jake. He's back in California now. He tried to extend his leave, but the military denied it. Having him here, especially during those first few days after my dad's passing, was a blessing. He picked up so much slack, and I'll never be able to thank him enough. He's patient and kind, but nothing romantic has happened between us. Yes, he held me while I cried after the kids went to bed, but that's as far as it went. He calls and texts me multiple times a day, but right now, I don't have space in my life for romance. The grief is heavy, and being a single mom carries its own weight. Jake hasn't pressured me. He reminded me that he meant every word he said, and that he's willing to just be my friend until I'm ready for more, if I ever am. I wish I could be the kind of person who jumps into something new with both feet, but the betrayal from my ex is still fresh. I don't want to rush things and burn out before they even begin. So, I asked Jake for friendship and time, and he happily agreed. As for Tyler and Jess, no, they are not together. He left her high and dry. I don't wish misery on anyone, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't feel a little satisfaction watching her life unravel. She's been blacklisted by her family, which may sound extreme, but it makes sense if you knew the bond I have with her family. Angie has been like a surrogate mom to me my whole life. She gave me the safe intimacy talk, the period talk, held my hand when I delivered my kids, and always called me her daughter. She knew my mom nearly her whole life and was there when my mom delivered me. If something had ever happened to my parents, Angie is who I would have gone to live with. It was even written in their will. Thank you all for your kindness and understanding. Please just be gentle with me in the comments. I put off posting this update because some people were hostile, and being called a liar doesn't sound appealing right now. This might be it for now. I probably won't post much else for a while as I'm still finding my footing and settling into a new routine before bringing a newborn into the world. I might come back with updates, I might not. But I promise, if something does happen between Jake and me, I'll share it. Just wanted to share a small update. The baby is here. He was born slightly premature, but thankfully no NICU stay was needed. He weighed 5 lbs, 9 Oz, was 19 inches long, and he's absolutely beautiful. Angie was in the room with me during delivery while my mother-in-law stayed with the other kids. My older two are completely obsessed with their baby brother, and seeing that makes my heart so happy. For the first 6 weeks, Angie and my mother-in-law are taking turns spending days and nights with me to help us adjust. I told them they didn't have to, but they insisted. And honestly, I'm so grateful. Postpartum depression has been trying to drag me under, and my mental health hasn't been great. Knowing this baby will never get to feel my dad's love has been especially hard, since he's the only grandbaby my dad never got to meet. I miss him like crazy and wish more than anything that he were still here. As for Jake, he was originally planning to stay in the military for another 2 years to retire, but they offered him early retirement, not related to me or this situation, but due to a separate issue at work. He didn't do anything wrong. So within the next 6 months, he'll be moving back home. He's hoping to do some house hunting before he comes back. But since he can't take leave while working on his exit, there's a chance he'll temporarily stay with me until he finds a place. No, he's not moving in permanently, Lowell. He might even just rent an apartment for a year before buying a house. There's also been some drama with Tyler. He's angry that I wouldn't let him in the delivery room when I had the baby. If you want more updates on that, I'll share when I'm not feeling so overwhelmed. Love you all, and thank you for being here when I need to vent and get things off my chest. I hope you're all having a wonderful day and that everything goes your way. Until next time, friends. Hey, everyone. It feels like forever since I last updated you. I've missed chatting with you all, but life has been keeping me very busy. So, to answer some questions, do Tyler's parents still talk to him? No. My mother-in-law cut him off almost instantly and went no contact. My father-in-law is very low contact and only speaks to him when it's about taking the kids to supervised visits. Did Tyler cheat on me with more than just Jess? To my knowledge, there was only one other girl. If there are more, I don't know, and honestly, I think I'd rather not. Aren't you concerned about Jake and Jess being in contact since they're siblings? Not really. Jake and Jess never had a good relationship. They were very low contact even before all this came out. They didn't get along as kids, and that dynamic never changed. Looking back, the way she treated him was a major red flag. As adults, they only ever spoke at family functions, and even then it was brief and surface level. What are you telling your children? The only one old enough to somewhat understand is my oldest. I sat both kids down and said, Mommy and Daddy aren't together anymore. Daddy did some things I wasn't okay with, so he won't live with us anymore. But you can still see him, spend time with him, and love him with all of your heart. It might feel confusing, and that's okay. But the most important thing to know is that we both love you so much, and that will never change. Then I asked if they had any questions or wanted to talk. My oldest did, and I answered honestly but gently in an age-appropriate way. They're still in therapy, and I let them come to me when they want to talk. I don't push it. My goal has never been to weaponize